just cut, paste, whatever we can find, make, do, and improvise as best we can. Some of the most interesting and fascinating frontiers of human exploration are in the areas of discovering the unknown. It's always been the case, whether it's sailing ships that are outfitted to go further and to more stranger places than we've ever been, or whether it's outfitting an expedition like the Lewis and Clark expedition to try to find some unique passage somewhere. Whatever the case may be, it's always the case. And now with space exploration, some of the most interesting things are happening. I'm subscribed to a number of science feeds on my Pulse newsreader. And I've been following this week 3 stories that caught my eye. I'll lead with the first one and then share a little bit about some others. I was watching about the Mars Science Laboratory, I think that's what it's called, and the Curiosity rover that will be is currently in the midst of its long 8+ month trip from Earth to Mars. It just fired its rockets, critical rocket firing stage this week in order to put it in alignment, and it's going to land in August. I can't wait for it to land. I was watching reading about it and watching the wonderful video that the Jet Propulsion Laboratory put out, showing how the process works. Truly, it's better than science fiction. It's amazing how answering the questions. I mean, imagine, here's the problem. You want to take a vehicle the size of a Mini Cooper and project it from the Earth at an incredible speed and have it come to a soft zero speed landing on the surface of another world in a particular location on that world. That's the challenge you want to do. Imagine you want to do that. Someone says that's your job. You're gonna project a small vehicle into space, across space, and have it touch down, make a soft landing in a particular spot so that it can begin a 2-year plus exploration of the planet. And that's what's being done, and the technology that's being brought about to make this happen is incredible and not cheap. The Curiosity spacecraft, with the price tag on this whole thing is about in excess of $2 billion. So it's certainly not cheap to do, but that was fascinating enough. And I'm going to try to remember to put a link up here and in the info section to the video that I've been watching over and over. I practically had it on my viewer on my iPhone, just watching it over and over. It just stuns me to watch this. So I'll put that there. Now, if that isn't fascinating enough, when you think about the technology, I was watching the video and thinking about it and imagining this Ivy League of this brain trust, the Caltech people and the Jet Propulsion Laboratory folks and the NASA folks who are working together to get this happen. And you imagine that it must be some very, very exclusive group of people and the technology involved. And then I was reading more articles about other spacecraft and about it was actually written by the technicians and the scientists who were working on it. One is the Kepler project, I think it's called. And I was learning how they are really dealing with real world problems in terms of getting these things done. In the one case, and I can't remember, I have such a bad memory. In the one case, there were 2 spacecraft. I think one was Kepler. They were dealing with how to create a parachute system that would be able to deploy appropriately. And they were talking about how they had to find, you think about the parts, they have these custom-made parts that they would have for these spaceships. They were going down to this sheet metal company that they had found some scrapped 2mm thick layers of aluminum, and they were trying to experiment with how they could use that, and they decided that that's what they were going to use. Nothing special, nothing custom. They were just going down to someone that might have the right type of metal they could find and experimenting with different things and making it work. In another case, there was another spacecraft, and they were working on the parachute system. And the parachute, the material that was delivered to them by the fabric manufacturer was the wrong size. And instead of, you think that the tolerances for these types of things would be very precise. Instead of ordering again, they simply adjusted all of their calculations to accommodate the mistake that was made by the parachute manufacturer, and then they used to cut out the parachutes and create the parachutes. They didn't even have a facility that they could do it on their own. They had to use a school gymnasium to take and there was a picture of them taking the parachute material down and cutting it all out. And there's these 2 scientists turned seamstress, so to speak, seamsters, cutting out this material, really getting down on their hands and knees enemies in the pursuit of basically human exploration. It's interesting to see how the human side of this, the chance opportunities that people are taking, the gumption, pulling up your bootstraps and making it happen, methodology that is being done. And I'm sure that with the Curiosity rover as well, the same thing is happening behind the scenes. I'm sure that there's all kinds of improvisation, design ideas, lots of human conflict in terms of ideas that are being thrown out there. Wouldn't it be great to see a reality program like that? How about give some cameras out there? Well, I guess it's probably classified confidential information. Wouldn't that be so much more interesting than so many other reality shows to actually see, going to Mars? The show is going to Mars and actually showing the steps and the process of actually getting a spacecraft to Mars. But even though we don't have that reality show, at least we can enjoy it through the news feeds that we can see, and eventually through the video that's coming. The Curiosity rover has some of the most advanced camera systems on it that have yet been sent to Mars, and it will be giving us some great data. Oh, by the way, one last thing I'll finish with. I just got an application on my iPhone, and I'll include the link below. I can't remember what it's called, but it sends pictures from Mars in near real time from as soon as they arrive from the Mars. We've got several spacecraft on Mars right now and orbiting Mars right now. It sends the pictures come from the Mars to the Earth, are processed, and almost instantaneously as they're processed, they're sent out via iPhone feed. I've got pictures on my stinking iPhone. Here, I'll show you. Here, why not just show you? Here it is. Here's my iPhone. Yeah, that's right. I'm using the other camera. Whoops. Open it up. And here we'll go in, not camera mode. Here we go. It's called, I'll tell you what it's called. Here it is. Can you see that? This one right here. Mars, this might have focused. Mars images. It's got a little green man's fingers there, right? And you open this up. Now it's probably my phone isn't connected because the Wi-Fi is not on right now, and it would load up images right there. And I can scroll through and I can see the actual images from Mars just about as fast as the researchers are seeing them. It's a truly fascinating thing. So, we've got a lot to look forward to. There's a lot of amazing things happening, and human beings, our adventurous spirit is no way diminished. It's going to be even furthered by the technology and the discoveries we're going to make. Let's go for it, folks. Let's go out and see those other planets. I can't wait for the Chinese to join us, and they've got plans as well. They're setting their sights on Mars as well. And let's see, in the whole world. Let's go. Yeah, let's go explore. Take care. The final frontier. Woo! But it's not final. It just goes on and on and on and on. See you. Bye-bye. Oh, everybody in here, I want to show you. I got it up. So here are the images in that Mars image feed. All kinds of stuff. Pan cam, right to, full frame. And if we click on one to open it, boink. It opens up and we can actually see, I think there was a date and time stamp there as well, wasn't there? We can actually see, as soon as it loads up, it's thinking. We actually see a very recent picture from the surface of Mars. Can you imagine that? I remember when I was a boy staring for long stretches of time at that one image from the Viking explorer, and just imagining that was the surface of Mars, and now I can see it like this, and it's just streaming through my phone anytime I want. I can take a look. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. It's an amazing world we live in. Bye-bye.